just hard to believe there's any place much better to live. We started out doing very small deals, saving a little piece of shoreland somewhere and saving forest land and preserving and building good communities. We've got to have good places for people to live. That's an important part. Over the years, we tried to work with people. And you look back at the history of it, we're always working with the various people involved, our biggest strength.
Advocating protection.
Watch out. Even when you start with little things like maybe removing some black bears or planting some new native plants, you start to understand why it's important to keep our parks healthy. And once you start understanding what's so important about parks, it kind of spreads out and you understand why it's important to care about our environment in general and in the entire world.
The big ones, right?
I really like environmental education because that's what I really care about. And Forterra has helped me realize that so much, and I'm so grateful for them for helping me figure out what I'm passionate about in my life.
We call it Nukayet, is the S'Klallam word for the bay, and that's what we call home, is Nukayet. The Port Gamble S'Klallam tribe made a top priority to save the bay. When we first met Forterra, it was just to point out our story and talk about how we value the bay as our identity and who we are. Forterra became really engaged in all the things that all the parties want to do. Forterra is the right group to make sure everyone is made whole. And I think that's what we're all trying to protect, interests that are all individual, but we want a goal. We all have a common goal. For us, I think preserving the land forever is a really lofty goal, but I think it's attainable. It might not be in my lifetime that we're going to have a pristine bay again, but we're the first step in moving in that direction. And so my children and my grandchildren will have a pristine bay to call home.
The area around Ellensburg is still relatively rural, and the economy is part driven by agriculture. I work fairly closely with a number of the large ranches in the region. For many of the ranchers, either they don't have an heir who wants to continue ranching, or the only options that the heirs see to maintain a revenue stream from the ranch is to develop it. Forterra has done an amazing job in this area in communicating to ranchers their desire to both protect open space and protect the agricultural community, as well as making sure that the ranchers' needs are met.
You can't just ask people not to live on 5 acres and not give them anything else in exchange. You have to give them something to love about being in the city. And if you don't make that appealing to people, if you don't make great cities, you can't ask people to live in them because we live in a free market. So I think Forterra is successful because they really recognize that market dynamic, and their combined focus on urban and rural is really successful, and you can't live with just one.
I believe that what Forterra understands, there is a balance that you can have between density and open space, and understanding and who are the players that play in that field, and bringing them together to look at common solutions.
This thing got going and we began to preserve forest land. That's important, I think. We got to be darn sure we protect it, keep it that way.
I think it's incredibly crucial to just get out there, just walk and look and listen and experience everything that's around. That's such a great experience that all people need to have, just being with nature.
Forterra has walked a delicate tightrope, maintaining a commitment to natural resource conservation while avoiding the pushiness that often turns away ranchers and farmers and forest owners. Forterra is really connecting the region.
We like that they're here, working with the tribes and understanding the values of the community, not just the tribal communities, but working to find a good solution for everybody.
A lot of times you look at an issue and it seems like, oh, there's no place to bridge, but actually once you get to the details, there's a lot of ways to bridge if you're really willing to dig in and understand the details of how something works.
If you're an honest broker, if you collaborate, and if you convene, you connect everyone in the region for a common good and a common goal. That's what Forterra does.